Good. The night was calm. Perfect. We're still slightly wounded and recovering, but that's fine. We do need to eat today. That is going to be a tricky thing. We're going to lose some parts probably to a cooker. Although the cooker does give us some points. So that is the thing. Everything we're doing, eventually, all the things we need, in quotation marks, will slowly but surely give us points. So by putting this down, that is an extra 5 points. And if I were to upgrade it, that would be another 5 points on top of that. So we are starting to see scores add up. I'm interested to see, in the long run, how balanced this all is. Obviously, it could be that someone who is really great at making bandages and stuff by the end of the game is going to do a lot better than somebody who can make food, who can make alcohol, who can make all these bits and pieces. But we'll see. There could be some exploits that I only work out later on in the series. Series is a bit of a weird thing to say. This is going to be the trickiest trick, isn't it? This is the problem, is a lot of the materials that I'm collecting to try and do amazing things with are going to disappear because I'm having to use them to survive. And that's why this entire idea is quite a unique challenge. Let us make one of these to eat up, to get ourselves back up to where we need to be. Who knows, maybe if someone comes today, I'll be able to trade away the jewellery I have and get the materials to upgrade the workbench. I should have a quick look at the workbench just to see what it needs upgrading. It's just 13 components and 4 wood, because we could get the trader soon. Admittedly, the trader is going to be extremely useful for people like Catcher, but Anton can still use his charm to get what he wants to get. Please come, trader, that would be very nice. I have actually got somewhere recorded down the last broadcast. I did play it. It was very good. I will get that out at some point. So, yeah, that is something that I probably will edit down a bit, though, because it did become quite long. Hey, trader guy. Perfect. Let us see if we can get what we need to get. Or what we could trade away for it. Hello. Good. You've got... Ooh, 1, 2... Oh, I didn't need to do that one. Let's just stick for 16 for now. If I put in this, and if I start to think about other things you may want. You could do a book. There are books downstairs, that's fine. Okay, so I'm not going to use these, really. To be honest, the one thing I haven't thought about, and it may be that I can eventually, if I find somebody who's really good at it, make meds and things. Not meds, sorry, I have thought about meds, of course, I thought about meds. Cigarettes is what I'm thinking. Cigarettes could be something that you can produce a lot of later on in the game. So even if it was 1 point for one, you could start to get loads. So I'm bringing up all of that. I'm then gonna... One second, you stay there. I am actually going to trade away some of these early score points to get some late score points. Because if I can, I'm just going to want to lay the entire floor of this with traps. Because that is Anton's thing. Perfect. I'm going to grab all of this so I have more things to trade away. I may trade away some of the meds and stuff, but the main thing is just going to be to set Anton up for the future. Sending him out tomorrow to pick up even more materials, meaning I could get more traps, is going to be obscene. And then I also want to get fertilizer, but I'm not quite sure how to get fertilizer reproductively. That's fine. So I'm going to want some of this. If I put in one of these and some of this, grab all of those and put in maybe one of this. Good. I can then take some more of that. What else could be very, very useful? Moonshine. That is worth 5. And that's going to do some stuff like that. Good. The reason why you may ask, like, bandages surely should cost more than moonshine and stuff like that, it's the fact that I don't want to penalise too much using resources. So you're going to use a lot of medicine and stuff. However, you're unlikely to use alcohol as much. So I want there to be avenues for people to gain points, but I don't want to penalise people too much if they lose points. So I'm quite happy with that setup deal. Before he goes, though, I am going to make sure I can upgrade. Because if I can't, there's been no point in this entire situation. I am interested to see if there's a maximum number of traps you can get. Because if there aren't, then I think Anton could be laughing. Perfect. Okay. That's nice. I'm going to set that off, but then I'm going to run down here. I am going to grab the rest of the components, because I think you need parts and components to make traps. And if I can do that, then I will be perfect this run entirely. So let's grab this and let us... is there anything else that is actually worthwhile? No. If I throw those in and I feel like I just want to throw some sugar in. There we go. Deal. Bye-bye. I feel like that's a good starting point. And let's see, because I could actually, if I'm quick now, start day 3, already have a trap on the go. And we could start this, like, cascading effect where Anton's food score is through the roof. Also, this is the sort of thing that if we get it all in traps, then it's still producible. And if I'm able to protect the house, I may not even need to leave the house later on in the run. Because I can then just trade away some food for some sugar, and then make moonshine, have a water still somewhere. Yeah, this could actually work very, very nicely in Anton's favour. But let us see what we need for traps, because if I can make sure I can get the stuff for them. Okay, that's it. I need 5 wood, 10 components, and 10 parts. That's the tricky one, 10 parts. I'm going to note that down, one sec. 5 wood, 10 components, 10 parts. So that may be our limiting factor, actually, these parts. But it does mean that I can focus on that rather than getting anything else with parts. Because, like, everything does require some parts. Maybe a herbal garden could actually be very nice. But a lot of the stuff I need to just plummet into traps. Because that is Anton's thing. Okay. I'm happy with that. My plan is still the same, to go up to the garage to try and get more parts, because if I can get even 2 traps early on in the game, that would be amazing. So just to double check, we have got 9 components and 2 wood. So if I was to reach the point for 2 traps tomorrow, I would need 11 components, I would need 8 wood, and I would need 7 parts. Okay, that's not obscene, actually. Especially also in the long run, if I manage to get a hatchet, then I may actually get a hatchet as well, because then that means just my wood problems disappear. And I can start to actually board up the place as well, which would be a massive bonus. Okay, there are some good things happening here. Nice. Cool, let us go to the garage, which is nice. Let us take the meds that we're going to give to them in return for the stuff to set up our process, and that is, I believe it. I don't think I need... You know what, I am going to take a crowbar just to be safe. I'm a little nervous that I wasn't going to be able to get through the back, and then that would have made an entire wasted night. Nights in this game are going to be insanely looked after, but let us go and do it. Okay, first things first, let's run straight to the trader and see if we can get what we want to get. Mostly a hatchet and a saw blade for what we're giving. Hello. If we give you both of those, can we get a hatchet and a saw blade? Perfect, I can get more. And you have... Oh, that's 9 parts already. And I can even get that. Can I get any more? Nice. That is literally... Ooh. Do I... Because I've now got the hatchet, I'll be able to chop up everything back at the house. So that kind of gives me that luxury. The sword blade will get me around the back here. That is enough. I'm happy. I'm going to deal with that. Wait, you can't carry that much. Oh, that's not fair. That's not nice. No. Okay, fine. Let's see what else is worthwhile taking. 'Cause I'm going to have to drop... I could drop 1 of this. It's very generous of me, though, at this point. I should probably drop 4 of that, then, and try and take something a bit more valuable. I've got one of these, and I've got one of these already. These could be worthwhile. If I do that, and... Oh. Those are too powerful, apparently. Maybe water? 10 water? If I then drop this down until we can do it? If I look at my backpack, is it now full? It is! I'm still going to jump over the top, because if I can do this, I will be able to saw blade and not bring a saw blade the next time. Also, it'll empty up a slot, actually. Saw blades are notoriously annoying because they hold you up a slot until you actually use them. I always found this place a little weird, the fact that they give you a saw blade to pretty much break into their own location. But with this setup, now it's good, should be good. I'm going to focus on getting parts. Actually, if I look components, I need another 4 components in order to get a trap. 2 traps up for day 1. So let us go for this. We have got enough parts to do it, and actually this entire thing is useful. I can probably come back actually in 2 nights' time to sort this all out. I think this is going to be a place to come back to, because things like this probably have parts in them, right? He said, hopefully. Yeah, it does. I will return to here, especially if he continually restocks parts. If he restocks parts, I could come here, get more food, give food back to him, and get more parts, get more. It could become a very nice economy for Anton in this playthrough. I mean, this could be Anton's entire life for this playthrough, and he could win a lot of points because of it. Have we been raided? Yeah, we have been raided. They stole all my food and my water. That's annoying. See, this is the issue that we have. Firstly, let's have a look. Our things. Let us start to break up all furniture in this house to try and do stuff. You're still slightly wounded, Anton. I know. I am a little nervous. Okay, that's annoying. Leaving things in here didn't seem to matter. Okay, that's worth noting for future game playthroughs, that leaving stuff in cupboards in your own house will lead to them being taken if someone breaks in. Okay. At least we'll be in tomorrow evening, and we'll be able to... Although, are we likely to have 2 back-to-back raids? Because it could be a way of getting around things. Anyway, we are already in a situation now where we can get 2 traps. That is the main thing. And we've got some stuff to put into them. Vegetables are worth a little bit more than raw food, but I think that the ultimate trade is I've got those 2 fertilizer initially to set up, so that should be fine. I'm planning on doing it along the entire bottom floor and maybe moving up if I have space. So here goes nothing. Number 1. If I can I get it right up against that? No, I can't. And quickly before we go again, let's do another one. And place the next one just alongside it. Place. Because now I've got them 2 ready and I don't have to come up and down and up and down and up and down. That should be annoying. Cool. Let's slide down. Let's go and have a chat with these guys. They could be giving me some things. That would be very nice of them. If it's just veg though, it's going to be annoying. This is what I normally recognize these guys as. Yes. But thank you. Anyway, I say it's annoying. That is very kind of you still. Let's get on this traps. 7 veg in the bank is quite nice. That is something else, by the way, I can't necessarily guarantee will be the same in every run, is the people who come to the door. So obviously, I'm not going to, because some people could get more lucky than others. So therefore, it's not necessarily the best, most safe, self-controlled experiment, but it's the best I can do under circumstances. Genuinely, if you do think that I could get a better setup, better loadout of scores, then let me know. But I'm not going to adjust things too much once I've got going, because the strategy involved if things suddenly get super high, more points, then is going to be difficult. Let's firstly get our first thing on the go. Make. Nice. Anton is going to be very amazing at this whole thing. That's the one thing you do get with unedited videos. You get the moments when I stop and take a drink. Because, of course, I can't talk for 3 hours, which is going to be this entire run, without taking a drink from time to time. 2 traps, actually, on day 4 is not a bad starting point for Anton. I was expecting it to be day 10, 11 before we even got some traps on the go, so this is doing well. Nice. Now, once that one's set up, I'm going to continue by breaking up some more of the furniture around the house, just to get more wood and more fuel, and then we should be in a nice position to start making moves and good score points. One second, if I check my things, I've only got 1 component. If at least I had 2 components, I could have maybe got a board up today, because I I think the main thing for Anton is going to be the ability to stay in more evenings than going out later in the run. Because at that point, you're going to end up in a position of not worrying about whatever's going on, which is very nice. I'm hoping to get one of these out, like an entire series of this out every 2 weeks. So it should be relatively quick, considering I know how many characters there are. So I think I did do a quick calculation, and it takes us into like March if I do 2 weeks per character. So it's going to be fast. Not going to be a lot of videos because I can record them all in one batch. But yeah, it's going to be hopefully enjoyable content for you guys. And you'll get to know the characters a bit better. I'll be a bit more like... We'll get to spend some time with Anton. Normally when Anton's in a game with lots of other people, you kind of look over Anton. So it's a nice thing that we're going to start to think about other people. That's the final thing at the back. Is there anything in the loft? Ooh, 2 things. Good. The hatchet. Getting the hatchet from the trader at the garage was actually, I think, a strong opener. Because it means I don't need to waste materials on upgrading the workbench. Because the thing is, I think I put some score on it, but I thought the main benefit of getting it for a lot of the runs is going to be the ability to make the things that are there. Everyone also has access to the garage, of course, so it may end up being that trading for hatchet is the play, but it does mean once you upgrade it, you can get saw blades, and saw blades for 3 each could be a big one as well. That could be a way of Anton eventually using up his weapon parts that he gets, because I think it's just a weapon parts and some components. Those are nice to make and would boost up his score. Nice. We're doing alright. We're getting lots of wood. If I'm honest here, I'm going to have enough wood to build up the entire house. I think we are staying in tonight, though, which is absolutely fine. And we may go back to the garage on night 5. Good. Yeah, that's plenty. Oh, we've got enough, actually, for one more trap as well, wood-wise. Everything else we're nowhere near. Good. Let us stay in tonight. This is going fine. Yes, no, we're staying in. I could say, oh, we're not going to stay in, we're going to go elsewhere. Because, who knows, that could be something. But if we were, because we could go out and get some more stuff, but I don't want him to become very tired and lethargic tomorrow. So sleeping in the bed also gives a chance to remove the slightly wounded condition. So let us stay. Nice. Day 5.